My name's Art Whitson, and annually, for about the last 7 or 8 years, I've been working for Rotary during the summer to prepare for the Rotary auction and then on Rotary auction day. And I primarily work in the outdoor, tents, backpacks area for Dr. Knight. And I've been doing that, like I said, for about 7 or 8 years. Well, 3 or 4 years ago, I noticed that they were having difficulties in the, forget what they call it, but it's the room where they sell all the instruments, pricing them and everything else. And since I'm a percussionist and I know the value of drums and a lot of instruments, and if I don't know, I have friends that do. They come in and evaluate the instruments. Well, anyhow, I was kind of helping clean the instruments this year, had my back turned to the door, and all of a sudden I hear this bell sound. And thinking it was just a little bell set that we get all the time, and kids playing it, and then it was persistent. And then I noticed that whoever was playing it was really quite good, and they were using more than 2 sticks or 2 mallets. And I turned around and I realized it was a very rare Celesta that they're used primarily in orchestra music. You'll hear it in this concert. I just to make sure, I pulled the back off, and sure enough, it was the Celesta. The Celesta has basically steel bell keys, and you have, like on a piano, you have a hammer hitting a wire. This, you have basically a mallet hitting a steel key. It gives it a bell sound. And so immediately I talked to the chairman of that department and asked if she would consider donating it to the Bainbridge Orchestra, because we use this periodically and they're very hard to find. The orchestra instrument we've been borrowing an instrument from the Celesta Symphony, and it was a beat-up instrument. A few of the keys didn't work, didn't look that good. And she said, well, she'd be open to it, and I should probably talk to the Rotary auction chairman. So I did, explain the situation to him, and the assistant chairman, and they thought it would be a wonderful donation to the Bainbridge Orchestra. We don't know where this instrument came from. What was really sad that particular year, they'd gotten so many pianos in the past. They were actually telling the people to take the pianos and take them to the dump. And for some reason, the guys that were guarding the gate said, "Well, that's a small one. Just let it in," So I mean, it was saved. And like I said, it's a beautiful instrument. Retail on these are one that's in really good shape is between $5,000 and $10,000, and that's used. They still make these occasionally, and they're probably ranging between $15,000 and $20,000. So it's a very expensive instrument.